The views expressed on this program are those of the producers and individuals appearing on this program and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Sun Prairie Media Center staff, its video service providers, or the staff and elected officials of the City of Sun Prairie.
Hi, we're standing. We're not at a desk. Shirley Gutkowski here from Primal Air.
And Dr. Shalom from Shalom Family Chiropractic.
And today we're going to be talking about breathing and how important breathing is, and who knew that was going to be a topic. When we were kids, I mean, I'm 29 and stuff, but, it was just never, okay, it works. And then when you have a cold, then it doesn't work. So, but breathing has become a topic because we've had so many changes to the face, and we need a group of people to help along with breathing. And chiropractors are important, dentists are important, speech language pathologists are important, lactation consultants are important, and the ENTs are important. And we just need a whole craniosacral, need a whole team to kind of work together to get our patients to breathe properly. Mm-hmm. Do you find that you have a lot of patients that aren't really breathing right?
Yeah. That's something I check. I just put my hand on their belly and have them breathe, and half of the time my hand doesn't move. So then I'm like, yeah, we're not really exercising the diaphragm, the lungs, and for your lungs to actually function properly, you need to have that good exchange of air in the proper way. Right. If we're just doing that, we're exercising the wrong muscles to breathe.
Exactly. So we have three main steps to breathing, and we always think of two. Mm-hmm. We have the inhale and we have the exhale, and then we have this little pause that needs to happen between those two things. So that's kind of what we work with our Buteyko breathing at Primal Air. And so what traditionally we think about is that when we exhale, we're getting rid of carbon dioxide, and that's a waste gas, and we don't need it, and we don't want to have it, and that's not true. Oh. Carbon dioxide is a metabolite of muscle activity, right? And that goes onto your red blood cells and gets transferred around the body into the brain, into the breathing center of the brain, and that triggers a breath to exhale the CO2 out, which is fine. If you exhale too much CO2 or you breathe too many times and you get rid of too much CO2, that affects all the smooth muscle in the body. So you probably remember, faster than I had to go look it up, smooth muscle is all the muscle that is not under physical activity. So anything that'll move without you doing it, I guess. Right. So from here all the way out, that's all smooth muscle, and around the whole cardiovascular system. Right. So if you're getting rid of too much CO2, none of those muscles can relax. So breathing properly can be an effective tool even for something like IBS.
Or constipation.
Exactly. So that's why the breathing piece is so important. So why don't we have little Emma come over here for a little second? Good thing you have some skids around, because you got to have some kids to show things off. So Emma is going to show us how she's supposed to breathe. So she's going to have her lips together, and she's going to breathe in, and she's going to breathe out, and breathe in, and breathe out. And she's a good example of chest breathing at this point.
So I have my hand on her belly, so breathe in. Well, your tummy needs to come out when you breathe. Breathe in.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was out. There you go. Now it's moving. Do you want to do it one more time? Breathe in. and out.
It's hard to do once people are watching you, that's for sure. But that's something we are both very well aware of, and that's something that kind of triggers a for when we're doing our little assessments on kids. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on TV. You're going to be on TV. So that was fun. So breathing through the nose is also the important way to breathe, and we want the nose because the nose is very complicated, and when you inhale, you slow down the air that goes to your lungs. And the slower you breathe, the better you breathe. The slower you breathe, the lower down the air goes, and there's all kinds of other chemistry that happens with breathing. So how do we so you brought your daughter in and said, she's not breathing right, and she doesn't listen to me.
She doesn't, she was mouth breathing, basically. She needed 2 pillows, and her nose would always be stuffed, even though she didn't have a cold or not a runny nose or allergies or anything like that. And so I always have a diffuser running, like eucalyptus or something, to open up her airway. But then it got me thinking, like, she had a pretty traumatic birth. Of course, she's been adjusted all of her life. I do craniosacral therapy on her and all that, but still there was something missing. And that's when you entered, and then you said all these things. Is she doing this? Is she doing that? Is she not doing this, not doing that? And then we decided to come to you.
Yeah, because her tongue was resting low, and she wasn't pressing her tongue up against the roof of her mouth, and then that was affecting the growth of the maxilla, and you can see that because her teeth weren't coming in straight.
Correct.
So what was that about? So who knows why it started, but here it is. So we're going to do a little exercise here with Addie. So come on over here, Addie, and have a step next to your mom. And I'm going to just describe what it is that we're going to do, because we've done a couple of things for you. One, we did a nose clearing exercise. Do you remember that one? Where you have to breathe out and pinch your nose and then move your head and then breathe in really hard. Remember? Yes, she remembers. She's just shy. And we're not doing that one here. So you're not going to show us how to do that one. But we're also going to force her body to hold on to more CO2 so that the CO2 trigger isn't going so many times so that she retains more CO2. We already noticed, both of us, that her mouth is closed like 99% of the time now. So is she also sleeping with her mouth closed now?
Yep, mouth closed and just a regular pillow. She doesn't need 2 pillows.
She doesn't need 2 pillows anymore. And this is session 3 today.
Yeah.
And it's been 4 weeks or 5.
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, so it's been really picking up and working. Really, is she taller? I usually am sitting tall. I'm usually sitting down, and I'm like, she looks really tall today. I don't know what that's about. So we're going to be doing the steps exercise, and Addie has agreed to show us how to do that. And what it is a forced air retention over a few steps so that the muscles build more CO2, and the trigger in your brain is going to be like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And you're going to convince the body to tell that trigger to just settle down already and just do more and more steps. So when we started, Addie was able to do these steps. I think she just barely over 20. And so she's been working for about a week. And so she's going to put a piece of tape over her lips to remind her lips to stay together, because sometimes the lips forget that they have a partner. Do you find that that's true? Yeah. So yes, she's very vocal. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to put a little piece of tape on. She's going to put it on herself. We already know she can breathe through her nose because we did a test for that. And I'm going to give her a little piece of tape. There you go. And we're using 3M micropore paper tape. She's going to just put a small piece of tape across her lips. Good job. And then she's going to go stand right over here.
Oh, be careful.
So let's make sure you fit, and then you're going to do your steps up and back, okay? So point your toes that way. Point your toes that way. There you go.
Yep, so you're going to walk this way, back and forth.
Straight down there, and you're going to walk back, and you're going to go out again until you get up to 20 steps, okay? And then you're going to stop. That's how we're going to start so that people can see what it is that we're doing, okay?
Okay.
So she's going to inhale and exhale normally like she's been doing this whole time. You're going to breathe out. You're going to pinch your nose, and you're going to walk 20 steps, okay? All right. Breathe out. Breathe out. Pinch your nose and walk 20 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 29. Okay, good job. Now we're going to wait 30 seconds, and you're going to stand back at the start line.
Yep.
So we know that she can get to 29 steps. So that was pretty good, even though there was a little kerfuffle there. So this next time she's going to add 3 steps. So you're going to go up to 32, okay? Can you make it to 32, do you think? Do you want to just go until you can't anymore? Or should we just stick with 32? 32, okay. Lips together. It's really important that the lips stay together. If you open your lips during this exercise, you're going to kind of mess up the brain. It's going to go like, what's going on? Is it important or not? So go ahead. Now it's been about 30 seconds. So breathe out, pinch your nose, and walk. 32, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 33. All right, there you go. You feel okay or you feel bad? Okay, so this is okay. So as she's doing these exercises and as she's adding pressure into the system, the target in the brain, that breathing center, is saying, hey, I don't have to do it right now. I'm fine. Everything's working just great. So now we're going to do it again. So come on over here again. So it's been about 30 seconds. Now, once you get up into the 40s and 60 steps, you may want to go like 45 seconds or even 60 seconds in between rounds. But now that we're doing a demonstration, we're kind of looser. All right, so go ahead and breathe out, and this time do as many steps as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 40. Good job. Good job. So you could hear that she had a really big influx of air there, and that's perfectly fine. You should be able to recover breathing, a regular cadence of breathing after two breaths. So sometimes you have to control your second breath, but by second breath, you should be able to get back into normalized breathing. Otherwise, you probably went too far. So how does this work when she's at home? Does she do this all day? Or
she does it as soon as she gets up and brushes her teeth. She does it a couple of times. And then before either lunch or before evening. I mean, dinner.
Before dinner? Okay,
Yeah.
So she's doing it 3 times a day?
Well, either or.
Okay.
Lunch or
Okay.
dinner. And then sometimes they even play, like it's a game, and then they both do it back and forth. Yeah.
They have a little contest?
Yeah.
All right, Addie, let's come on back over here. We're going to do another round. So as soon as you're ready, breathe out, and then pinch your nose and start walking. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, 45. That was good too. That was really good. So now we're going to wait at least 30 seconds before she does her next round and then one more. So we like the kids to do 6 rounds at a time. We used to do 10, just so you know. And it was downgraded to 6, just so people can actually achieve that goal. And it's been really fun to watch how people are breathing better and getting some better numbers. So come on over here and let's do it one more time. And then your mom's going to talk about what's happening nerve-wise, can you, while she's doing these exercises. So go ahead and breathe out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So yeah, nervous system wise, you're, again, like she said, you're kind of resetting your breathing technique. So you've been could be breathing wrong all this time, but your nervous system, because I check her once a week and I know she always has something up in her cervical region. C1, that's our breathing center. So if that is pinched or misaligned for however long, now that's going to affect the breathing as well. So then having her exercise her diaphragm and actually exercise all those muscles in her oral nasal cavity is resetting things, and it's a aid to your nervous system. So not just one function of your body is being reset, not just the nervous system, but the muscles and tissues around the nasal cavity are also being reset. So you're on your way to having a healthy breathing. So that clears the lungs. Because you're not doing this, it clears your nervous system. You actually will hold your adjustment better because you don't have all these muscles working towards your breathing. That's a big deal.
Let's do our last one. Come on right over here. So you got to 43 before. Did you count 43 too? Do you remember? It was a long time ago. So go ahead, breathe out, and then pinch your nose and start walking, and let's see if we can get to 46. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Oh, 40. You just never know when the breath is going to run out. That's for sure. Thank you so much. You can take the tape off if you want.
One time I got to 45.
45. Yes, you did. Even just today, I think she got to 45. So that's sweet. I'm glad to see that things are working well for her. And just reassessing and re-triggering all of these different aspects. And the funny thing about breathing is that we all know that every cell needs oxygen. And when you're not breathing correctly, when you don't have a good balance between oxygen and CO2, you don't know which system is going to go south first.
Right.
You just don't know. Is it going to be your stomach? I don't know. Is it going to be your nerves? I don't know. Is it going to be... Nobody knows. So that's part of what's going on here.
And I also think in her case, her neck muscles used to always be tight, like all of this and that. And sometimes before this, she used to never have her hair long because it would drag it. And now she doesn't have those issues. She'll say it doesn't drag or doesn't feel heavy. So I know that those muscles are easing up. Maybe it was the deoxygenation of those musculature and that being so tight. Now she's actually getting oxygen at night, So that's another
That's cool.
plus. Yeah.
That's a little secret that I didn't know about. So yay for that. That's amazing. I mean, I do remember you telling me about her hair.
Yeah.
That she never... that it was pulling on her, and I thought, hair?
Yeah.
It's just so weird. And we see a lot of kids with sensory problems. It could be a combination of these kinds of things, the C1, the breathing, the balance between oxygen and CO2. We just never know where these things are going to end up.
Right.
It's really crazy. So the other thing that I'm hoping she's doing that I didn't really talk about yet is she holding her tongue to the roof of her mouth?
Yes, with that exercise, the relaxing.
Yes.
And usually at night, she does it before going to bed, and that she says that helps her relax and go to sleep faster.
Oh,
So, yeah.
let's do that one. Can you come over here and show everybody how you do your relaxing exercise? So this is a rebreathing exercise, which also helps to reinforce this higher level of CO2 in the body. And Addie's using it to help her relax before she goes to bed at night. When we first started this exercise, she was a little bit twitchy, in the chair, and you could see her calming way down when she does that. So let's go ahead.
Do you do it?
You tell me what you're going to do. How do you do it?
Put the tongue on the top of your mouth and keep your mouth shut and do this.
Okay. And so you're cupping your hands. Do you have a lot of air coming in through the bottom? Okay. Do you always do this when you're doing it? So let's put your shoulders down a little.
There you go.
So she's breathing through her nose, not through her mouth. So this is probably making people wonder, oh my gosh, this is what masks do, and why is she rebreathing her CO2 and all this other stuff? The CO2 part of mask breathing is pretty low on the concern stack. It's the mouth breathing behind the mask. Sometimes you have to open your mouth in order to get the mask to get off of your eyes. Sometimes you have to open your mouth because the mask is really tight and you need more air because maybe your sinuses are plugged up or you have a deviated septum or something like that. But when you're breathing with your mouth open, especially when you're this size, you're cranking and putting a lot of pressure onto the jaw joint. And when you're doing that, you could deform this jaw joint for when you're 17. You spend 2 years wearing a mask with your mouth open. You don't necessarily think about your jaw joint or whatever happened. So I'm anticipating a lot of jaw joint issues coming up in the next year or so. So she does this for how long?
How long do you do it? I don't know. Like maybe.
So I told her to do it for 4 minutes.
Yeah, I think she does like 5.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she says sometimes she falls asleep, sometimes. But yeah.
But it calms her way down because she's rebreathing that CO2 and she's doing it through her nose.
Yeah.
The nose also is where you find nitric oxide. And that nitric oxide does the same thing the CO2 does. It relaxes the muscle. It opens up the capillaries and the little blood vessels that are in the lungs and offers better oxygenation. If you're breathing through your mouth, you're missing that. So there again, you're mouth breathing with the mask open and you're missing not only can you breathe in some of these toxins that are in the air and the bacteria and the virus load through your mouth, even through a mask, you're just exposing yourself to a lot of trouble. The nitric oxide in the nose also kills all the viruses, all the bacteria, all kinds of things. So breathing through the nose is really important, especially as we go into winter. The air is drier. It makes it harder to nose breathe because the air is drier. But you really need to do it. Is she using any nasal spray at all?
No.
No? Okay, super. Super. So she's doing great. So I hope that everybody got a thank you for joining us and showing off how good you are doing everything and sharing your family with us. Anytime. They love being on TV. And then in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be offering some other topics. We're going to be talking about sleep. We're going to be talking about diabetes and whatever else we can think of over time. These episodes are going to be on YouTube. They're going to be on your Facebook page and on my Facebook page. So if you find these videos helpful, please make some comments or ask us what else you would like to make sure that we cover. We're in a very unusual time at this time, and health is really important. And the way that health has been treated over the last year or so has really just made everything kind of wonky. So we're really hoping that these shows can help you find better balance in your health.
For sure.
All right, then. I guess we're finishing a minute early. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And our office is on Main Street. Your office is on
Crossroads Drive, 2810 Crossroads Drive off of High Crossing Boulevard.
And we both have Facebook pages. Ours is Primal Air. And
Mine is Shalom Family Chiropractic.
thank you.
Bye.